All right, guys. So we're back with part 2 of Audioslave Shadow on the Sun. So if you didn't check that out, the link to that will be in the description of this video. Check out part 1. That was us vibing out. That was our pick. Well, that was actually my pick. But George actually liked the song as well. So,
song was hot.
So you guys know I picked the song. I think that shit was just fire. I think it's a great song. So
yes.
I'm gonna let you give us your thoughts, George. What you think? What you think, man?
I'll say this, man. I think for the rock world, man, I think Chris Cornell, rest in peace to Chris Cornell. Yeah. Shout out to Tom Morello on the guitar as well. I thought the riffs were dope, actually. Very heavy.
Yeah.
Just had that rawness to him that we always seem to identify with. I feel like Chris Cornell was a Jedi with the shit. He was just an incredible vocalist. So it's almost like anything he sings is just, he can almost sing anything.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna at least halfway like the song because his voice is great. So that's what I noticed with the song, along with those riffs. Not even just the heavier riffs, but those soft, mellow chords.
Yeah.
No. It's for whatever reason.
And that's what I was waiting for you to say.
Yeah.
What about the balance? You know what I mean? What about the balance of the hard riffs and then bringing it back down to that subdued type of boom? Yep.
And I tell people all the time, man, I think we get a lot of this on the channels. Like, people are so focused on complexity, and it just those chords are simple. But it's something about the arrangement of those 3 chords, or whatever you want to call it, those riffs, those soft melodic riffs, however they're arranged, speak to me. Yeah. I think it's just beautiful. You know what I mean?
And I just think, to your point, it was just put together well.
It was.
Put together well, you know? And dude, there's no secret. You guys know I love that song, man. And I just, it brings an emotional state out of me. It really makes me feel like I'm cool. It makes me feel like I'm cool listening to this song, you know? And it just really, it just brings a lot of emotions out of me, man. And that's why I think that's what music should do. It just really should invoke some kind of emotional response from you, you know, I believe. Now, I will say the lyricism, I told you guys in the original, when we did the reaction, I was really going to try to break this down. And I'm a little lost. I'm going to be honest with you. George may have his thoughts on this, but only thing I'm gathering from this, man, based on the lyricism here, man, is maybe a relationship gone wrong.
That's exactly what I had in mind.
But you know what throws me off with that is shadow on the sun. He's all, I can tell you I'm a shadow on the sun. And we've talked about this a little bit before we started recording, guys. And I just don't, a sun casts as a shadow, right? So if you're a shadow on the sun, does that mean that you're just like you're non-existent, or are you just
insignificant?
Are you just
insignificant?
Yeah, you're not even a person. You're just a shadow now.
Well, let's dig into it, right? So if we try to get an overall idea of what the song is about, right? To me, like you said, I agree with you. I think it's about, because I'm looking at the lyrics. Because in verse 1, he says, man, he says, "Once upon a time, I was of the mind to lay your burden down and leave you where you stood. You believed I could. You've seen it done before." So I think he's starting off this sort of these thoughts talking about a relationship, and I think he's just talking about the end of the relationship actually in the first verse, almost like he was the burden to lay. I was of the mind to lay your burden down and leave you where you stood. I think that's what he's saying initially. Like, once upon a time in a relationship that it just didn't pan out. Right. Maybe you thought I was a burden and I was of the mind to just leave you. It's kind of how I'm taking it. And I could be wrong, but then he goes into. And I believe reminiscing, right? Yeah. Reminiscing about the relationship. Oh, I could read your thoughts and tell you what you saw and never say a word. Almost like we had a strong connection. Right. Like I could read your mind. You could read my mind, perhaps.
So we were like one. We were like soulmates.
Right. Because specifically, he says, but now all that shit's gone.
All that shit's gone.
Over and done with. Never to return, he said. Yep. And then he said in the chorus, I could tell why people die alone. So it's almost like he's reminiscing on a relationship that was once good. Maybe
that's now gone. No longer existent.
Gone. Yeah. And he said, because he can tell you why people die alone. So I guess it was such an intense love that he thought should have worked out.
He don't want to go through
because it didn't work out. He's saying that it's just there's no way.
There's no hope for humanity.
No hope for any relationships.
It's like I'm never gonna do that again.
Right.
I get it.
So when he says shadow on the sun, maybe the sun represents sort of the happiness, the good times of the relationship, right? And the shadow represents
the sadness.
When I think of that relationship or my state of mind because of that relationship, it's just sadness.
It's just sadness.
You know what I mean?
Because it's dark, right?
So yeah, that's kind of how I'm taking it. It just seems like he's reminiscing on a relationship that was a very passionate.
Yeah. And now there's no hope, man. So it's like, you know, I can understand why people die alone because there's no point of even trying to have a relationship.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep.
That's a good take. That's a good take.
I think that's where they were going. You guys will let us know, of course, in the comment section. So I actually did enjoy the lyricism. I did enjoy the passion.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the riffs. I just thought this was a very good song. I guess you guys can call it hard rock. I don't know what you would call Audioslave. I know, you know, but I think that they're dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is off the same album as Cochise, I believe. I'm looking at the cover. This is the same Audioslave, the album. Yeah. So it seems like that's an album that I'm going to have to get into.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out, man. Yeah, that knocked it out the park. I love that song. I think
man.
It's great.
So we enjoyed that. Yes, it was a random choice, but it's a choice. Sometimes we want to just give y'all songs that we are listening to let you guys know that, hey, man, you know, we behind the scenes, we're listening. We're constantly broadening our horizons and getting into music that we're not accustomed to listening to and all that good stuff.
Sir.
So that's it.
That's it, man.
If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't checked out our Patreon channel, check that out because we are now offering exclusive content on Patreon. And I'm George. That's Ryan, Lost in Vegas.
We out.
We out.